Hi, this is Jeline from the Honors Tutorial. This is the part 2 of representations of rational functions. Let us have our example. Represent the rational function given by f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 5 over x using a table of values and plot a graph of the function by connecting points. So this is what we are going to do. We have to have again a table of values, but I want you to notice our denominator here. Um, Please do think of a number that when it is a number of x, the value of x, our equation will become undefined. And that is what number? That is 0. So therefore, we are going to avoid the value of x, which is 0. We will not include it in our table of values because it will make our equation an undefined equation. And we don't want that. So therefore, we will be having this table of values. So the first part is for x. The second part is for f of x. We will divide this by 8. So we have here 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, we are going to avoid 0. So therefore, we will be having positive 1 here, positive 2, positive 3, and positive 4. Let's have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4. Same process, we will just substitute the value of our x here in this equation, and then that's it. We will get f of x. Then let's try. Let's have negative 4 first. Let me just use this, the upper part of the presentation. So that is, I will just erase this part. And that is negative 4 squared minus 2 times negative 4 minus 5 over negative 4. So let's continue solving. Negative 4 squared is 16, positive. Negative 2 times negative 4, that's positive 8. And then copy negative 5 over negative 4. Continue solving. 16 plus 8, that's 24, minus 5 over negative 4. So let's subtract. So we have here 24 minus 5, that's positive 19 over negative 4. Again, for us to easily determine and plot negative 19 over 4, we have to divide it and it will become 4.75. So we will write here 4.75. Don't forget to write the negative sign because we divided a positive and a negative number. Next, let's have the other part. So that is negative 3. Same process. So we have here negative 3 squared minus 2 times negative 3 minus 5 over negative 3. Negative 3 squared is equal to 9. Negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6 minus 5 over negative 3. Let's continue. 9 plus 6, that's 15 minus 5 over negative 3. 15 minus 5, that's 10 over negative 3. So now let's simplify it and change it into a decimal. Positive 10 divided by negative 3 is equal to 3.33. Negative 3.33. So let's write it here. Next, so we have here negative 2. So we have here negative 2 squared minus 2 times negative 2 minus 5 over negative 2. Negative 2 squared, that's positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. So plus 4 minus 5 over negative 2. Then let's continue solving. 4 plus 4, that's 8. Minus 5 over negative 2. 8 minus 5, that's positive 3 over negative 2. So again, let's convert it into a decimal. So therefore, we will not encounter difficulty in plotting it. So that is negative 1.5. We will write it here. Next, let's have negative 1. So we have here negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1 minus 5 over negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1, positive 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 minus 5 over negative 1. 1 plus 2, that's 3 minus 5 over negative 1. 3 minus 5, that's negative 2 over negative 1. Negative 2 over negative 1 is equal to positive 2. So we have here positive 2. Next, let's have 1. So we have here 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 5 over 1. 1 squared is 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 minus 5 over 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 minus 5 over 1. Negative 1 minus 5, that's negative 6 over 1. That is negative 6. So we will write negative 6 here. Next, let's have positive 2. So that's 2 squared minus 2 times 2, minus 2 times 2, minus 5 over 2. 2 squared is 4. 2 times, negative 2 times 2, that's negative 4, minus 5 over 2. So 4 minus 4, that's 0, minus 5 over 2. 0 minus 5 is negative 5 over 2. So let's convert it into a decimal. And that is equal to negative 2.5. We will write it here. Negative 2.5. Next, let's have 3. So we have here 3 squared minus 2 times 3 minus 5 over 3. 3 squared, that's 9, minus 6, because negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, minus 5 over 3. 9 minus 6, that is equal to 3, minus 5 over 3. 3 minus 5 is equal to negative 2 over 3. Let's convert it again to decimal, so therefore we will not encounter any difficulty in plotting. So that is negative 0.67. Next, let's have the last part. So that is 4. So we have here 4 squared minus 2 times 4 minus 5 over 4. 4 squared is 16. Negative 2 times 4, that is equal to negative 8 minus 5 over 4. 16 minus 8, that is equal to what? That's 8 minus 5 over 4. 8 minus 5, that's 3 over 4. Let's convert it to decimal. So it will become 0.75. Let's write it here below. So we have here the values of x and f of x. Now we are going to plot it in our Cartesian plane. This is our Cartesian plane. So I will rewrite the values that we have earlier. So for A, we have here negative 4 and negative 4.75. I will write it here. -4, and -4.75. For letter B, we have here -3 and -3.33. For letter C, we have here -2 and -1.5. For letter D, we have here -1 and 2. For letter E, we have here 1 and -6. For letter F, we have here 2 and -2.5. For letter G, we have here 3 and -0.67. And for letter H, we have here 4 and 0.75. Now we are eligible to plot it. So let's plot the points that we have here. I will label it. Let's have letter A, -4 and -4.75. Remember, these are the values of x and these are the values of y. The first coordinate is always x. So -4 and -4.75. It is here. -4.75. It's here. Next, so this is letter A. Let's label it. Next. Letter B, we have here -3. This is -3. And then -3.33. It is here. -3 and -3.33. It is here. So this is B. Next, let's have letter C. That's -2. It's here. And then -1.5. Then it should be here. This part. This is C. Let's have letter D. We're done with this, and this. -1 and +2. It's here. This is letter D. Next. Letter E, we have here 1 and -6. It is here. I will plot it. 1 and -6. This one. This is letter E. Let's write E here. Next. We're done with E. Let's have F. This is 2 and -2.5. +2 and -2.5. It's here. +2 and -2.5. This part. This is letter F. G. +3 and -0.6. +3 and -0.6. It is here. This is what letter? Letter G. Let's write G. Next. Letter H is 4 and 0.5. 0.75. 4 and 0.75. It is here. So this is letter H. Now we are done plotting the points. We have to connect the dots or connect the points now. So it's this. Don't forget to put an arrow here, and here. It's done for the left side. So let's have this. It is better if you are going to try this in your paper. It is hard here. It is because yan, it is an application. By the way, I am advising you to learn first how to do it manually than just by using applications because there are a lot of applications in graphing. But it will be your treasure if you will learn it how to do the graphing manually or by hand. So that's it for the second part. I hope that you have learned something today. Thank you and God bless.